The food crisis is here. That's what we're talking about today. That's why I'm growing all of my food. If I don't have to go to the grocery store, rock and roll hoochie coo. That's what I'm looking to do. We all need to be as independent and self-sufficient, and you can't live without food.
Welcome back to a vital episode with Lynette Zang. Today we're tackling a critical issue, the looming food crisis that's about to impact us all. What does this mean for you and your loved ones? How can you prepare to face this challenge head-on? Stay with us as Lynette unveils essential information and shares crucial tips to help you navigate these uncertain times. This is a must-watch, so don't go anywhere and watch till the end.
So let's just take a look at farmland, because farmland, the prices is really at all-time highs. And what does this really indicate? Is there a structural shift that's going on in the food cycle that we need to live with? Yep, there's the median pricing on farmland. $3,433 an acre, but where are we right now? We saw back in 78 when we were transitioning into a new currency system, right? 1971, Nixon took us off the gold standard. And where are we now? We're at the end of that whole phase and that whole cycle. We have to take heed, we have to believe what we see, and we need to take action. Procrastination will not serve you well in this current environment, because look at where we are. We're at the highest ever in history because we are inside of a currency life cycle transition. I'm going to, over time, show you all of these different trend cycles so you can see it yourself, but make no mistake about it. The food crisis is here. What are you doing about that? First, we're going to look at, as farmers age and the number of farms shrink, new growers struggle to get started in the agricultural industry. So much as we've seen issues around lower populations not having the ability to support the population that's already out there, the same thing is true in the food industry. We need farmers to grow our food. There were just over 1.9 million farms nationwide in 2022, down 315,000 over the last quarter century, and 7% in just the last 5 years. This is huge. This is going to get worse. We're seeing it evolve across the world. But in that same 5-year span, 20 million acres of farmland went out of production. That's almost 10% of the total. Just in Arizona, which obviously is where I live, the number of farms dropped by 2,376. That is a loss of 600,000 acres. You start to see the problem. First of all, our food has been degraded. The earth has been pulled up of all of its nutrition, and we've got to put that back in. But this is why I'm encouraging you so strongly. Do something. No matter where you live, even if you're in a high-rise apartment, you can still grow some of your own food. Still take sprouting seeds, keep them in the freezer. You rinse them off for 3 days, boom, you have live food. Doesn't take up much space. It's a very powerful impact, and I'm encouraging you to get into position to create your food security. It's critical because farmland and incomes are both shrinking. So new farmers are finding it much more challenging to get into this, especially with farmland up at nosebleed levels and the cost of production. Net farm income in 2024 forecast to be down 25%. Now look, the big corporations, those that are tied to Wall Street, hey, they can just go in and get money. They don't have to make money, as we saw with Amazon. They don't have to make money in order to survive. But the mom and pop farmers, those people that actually care about organics and sustaining the land so that it still continues to produce well into the future, that's what's on the decline, and that scares the crap out of me. Because the other part of it, speaking about Wall Street, heavily traded grain commodities face strong supply dynamics that have weakened price outlooks for the year. If you really think that you are seeing any level of good price discovery when you're looking at Wall Street, think again. It is a trading venue. Every single asset has been turned into a commodity for trading. That's it. So who's really controlling the price of your food? Wall Street is. The water, Wall Street is. Everything. You need to take back your power and be as self-sufficient and independent as possible. I'm not telling you to become a farmer, although I certainly have become an urban farmer. But if you don't have the time and the luxury that I had since I started this a long time ago, that's why building that local community is so critical. Go to the farmer's market, get to know your local growers. Volunteer on their property. I guarantee you they could use the help and would be happy for it. And that is part of what can really secure your food for yourself and your family and for others that you may care about. Go and join a community garden. You'll meet a lot of like-minded people and you'll be growing your own food. I'm telling you, now is the time to get this stuff done, because Wall Street, it should be so obvious to you. Wall Street, according to the bankers and the governments and everything else, far, far, far more important than Main Street. But guess what? To our families, to people that know and love us, to our neighbors, to our communities, we cannot afford to fail. We have to come together and make this happen. And I wanted to show you on farm income and expenses, because my goodness, how is this sustainable at all? You've got the income down and at the same time, you've got the expenses up. Right? We know inflation has impacted everything. It is now more costly to run a farm than ever before. And at the same time, the income is down. 25% is what they anticipate. Between government payments, which are down, farm cash receipts, which are down, of course the net farm income is going to be down. At the same time, production expenses are increasing. This is a problem. It's harder for new growers to come in and take the place of the farms that are leaving. And quite frankly, with building homes and apartments and all of that, a lot of that prime farmland is going away, and it's not coming back so easily. Plus, we've got drought. We've got so many things. But let me just reinforce, since we just had 4th of July, food becomes the single biggest issue for most people during these transitions. And I'm talking about the currency life cycle reset. So even between 22 and 24, if you were having a barbecue for 4th of July, the cost of that barbecue has gone up. Can you see this pattern? Can you see the pattern in gold, in spot gold, that closed at another new high? That's going to secure your ability to buy the food. But I'm telling you, because personally, I have lots of gold and I have lots of silver. It's all held off storage, but off-site storage, but I have that, and yet I also have my gardens, because 100% of the time food becomes the single biggest issue for people as we go through this reset. And you see the middle class being wiped out, and I'm sure that's pretty obvious to everybody what's been happening in that regard. So what are you going to do about that to secure the food for your family? Yes, indeed. You can use gold and silver as tools of barter. You're going to use silver to buy food. You're not going to use gold. And it's important to have both of those without any doubt. But you also need to have everything in place. And that's why you need to come together in community, because we see the new highs. And I'm wondering, is this recent and current spike in spot gold prices, which have been so suppressed and continue to be, even at these new highs, is this indicating A near crisis? I think so.
Thank you for watching this urgent episode with Lynette Zang. The looming food crisis is a pressing issue, but with the right knowledge and preparation, you can safeguard your future. If this video helped you, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more critical updates on how to protect yourself and your family. Your thoughts and questions are important to us, so share them in the comments below. Stay vigilant, stay prepared, and we'll see you in the next crucial update.